Doctors at the Damongo District Hospital in the West Gonja district of the Northern region carry out surgical operations under temperatures of about 30 degrees Celsius. This is because air conditioners have broken down, compelling them to use ceiling fans. Eva Atiboka has more.
Averagely, 3 major surgical cases are done daily. It was 1:25 p.m. and the second surgical case arrived at the facility. Heartbeats increased. Clear signs of tension and fear showed on surgeons' faces. Their fear is conducting the operation under a temperature of about 30 degrees Celsius. Surgeons say the situation is life-threatening.
That will be even worse. If I would have been feeling a bit sick, I wouldn't get in because I wouldn't make it. I would faint in the heat. It's too tough.
The health worker and the patient are at risk. Once you wear your gown, you tend to sweat under, and then sometimes the sweat can actually drip on the patient, and the sweat that is dripping is not a serious thing. So you try to create a temperature that will prevent you from sweating, that will probably drip onto your clean wound that you've made.
For over 2 years, they have worked in this condition. More shocking is the incineration room, a meter away from the theater. It discharges steam right into the theater. Tubes connecting to incinerators to discharge steam outside are missing, pushing temperature levels higher. Although the hospital has a new theater with a well-equipped operation room, hospital officials say the facility is not in use due to structural defect.
After the connections, we've realized that any time water collects, then there's a leakage somewhere. So we are tracing the various pipes to find out where the leakage is so that water can actually stay, and then we'll move out.
Until the defects are corrected and a new theater built, officials will continue to use ceiling fans for surgical operations.
And still in Damongo, a new theater project for that particular hospital, which is the Damongo Hospital, has been abandoned. Eva Atiboka reports that the project commenced in 2008 and was to replace an old one, which is now in a bad and terrible state.
Of the hospital is a surgical theater. Built in the 1950s, the structure has not seen any major renovation. Surgeons working here say the sight of the structure is terrifying.
Anytime you go in there, you are praying that you and the patient comes out safely. That's the first thing that strikes you when you get in here. And it will not be a good thing to have you and then the patient dying in there. You're taking the patient, you've gone in there to save the life of a patient, and you end up, I don't know, that it is not anesthetic complication, it is not a doctor's negligence, but the building comes down on you.
Modern equipment to carry out operations are lacking. Officials are managing cases on one operation bed, and when 2 or more emergency cases arrive, one has to wait.
Refer to Tamale Teaching Hospital or to another center, because you do not know what would be happening at the referral center. It could also mean that that particular day, the referral center would be having a lot of cases.
The theater has only one operation room for major and minor cases. It lacks a recovery room for resuscitation and monitoring of patients. Electrical wires are also hanging loosely on the theater corridor, where patients are carried in and out of the operation room. Although small, officials will not compromise its nature. The theater is overly congested, compelling officials to convert every available space to serve pressing needs. A room meant for changing and dressing and scrubbing after surgery is converted to serve as a minor theater. Meanwhile, work on a Government of Ghana-funded theater project has stalled since 2008.
The theater in the Accident and Emergency Center is supposed to be for our accident cases, but then with our peculiar situation that the one started in 2008 and not completed, we were now thinking that if the Accident and Emergency Center functions properly, then we could use theater there, even though the space there is not much.
Hospital officials are appealing to authorities to attend to the structure to save lives.